This is a continuation of modeling a kitchen scene, and I want to do a quick video this time and model this luxurious chair. I don't know why it's sitting in the kitchen, but it just seems like it would fit there. I looked at some reference images of chairs and I didn't quite find what I wanted, so I sort of took some ideas from what I saw and I created a chair of my own to some extent. And I've created this diagram here that you can download. All right, it's in the information section. I got the front view and the side view, and I've included this wireframe of the front so that we can see this back leg right here, the positioning. I don't want it as wide as the front. It's sort of about halfway there, so we can see it right here. All right, so we'll use this diagram to model the chair. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm in the same scene here, and I want to put the chair right there, but I'm just going to go ahead and go to another layer here, and I'm going to look, number one, at front view. My screencast keys are on, of course, and I'm going to bring in that diagram. So I'm going to hit end, open the side panel, and background images, add image. I'm going to switch this to the front view and open that image. Okay. All right, so there it is. Now, because this is a front view and my 3D cursor is right there, I want to move the diagram so my 3D cursor ends up roughly in the middle of the chair. So I'm going to go for 2.55. I think that's pretty good for that. And I'm also going to do a side view, and this is going to be the right side view because it might seem like, well, you're looking at the left side of the chair, but I mean, if you're, in the front view and you look at the left side or from the left side, really, you would be looking from here onto the chair and it would be facing to the right. So I'm going to put this as a right side view, as if you're looking from the right onto the chair, so that the chair faces in this direction. Okay, so I'm going to hit N, and I'm going to close that, and I'm going to add an image. Again, the same image, it's in memory, so I'm just going to grab that same image, but the view will now be the right side, and I'm going to move it so that my 3D cursor is in the middle of that chair. I'm not going to change it vertically, just horizontally, and that's not what I want to be doing. I want to switch to 3. There, that's the right side. All right, and we'll move this along. And we'll probably have to do a little bit of adjusting. So I'm just going to leave it there for the time being. Let's go back to front view and make sure I didn't change anything too much. Yeah, okay. We'll go 2.55 again. Okay, that's fine. We're in the front view. All right, we're ready to go. So I'm going to start with laying down a plane and doing this leg right here. Shift A, add a plane. Let's go into solid view. RX90. Go into wireframe mode and move it over. Like that. Let's scale in the X. And we can position this like that. And then we'll just box select vertices and move them down. So it's going to go under the armrest there. And you can decide if you want to be right in the middle of these black lines or whatever. Doesn't matter that much. Now, with that done, let's select it, but let's go hit 3 and go into side view, and you can see it's off the diagram, so I'm going to move it over to here. Hit E to extrude, and I'm going to pull it back. All right, so there's our front piece right there. All right, very good. All right, that's all we have to do, I think, with that for the time being. We can set origin to geometry. That's a good idea. Let's go back to the side view there, and let's take this piece, Shift D, and let's move it over to here and work on the back. Go back into edit mode. We're still in wireframe. Box select. Pull these guys right back to there. Okay, now the thing we do want to do, however, is work on the thickness. All right, so let me come out of wireframe solid. You can see I've got the back piece there. And by the way, Control N to flip any normals that are in the wrong direction. Let's do the same thing on that one, Control N. All right, let's go back to the back piece there. You can see that it looks like it's the same thickness right now, and I don't want that. So in front view, I'm going to make sure I've got that one selected, front view, and I'm going to go into edit mode and wireframe, and I'm going to box select those ones on that side. And just watch as I start to pull it in. You'll see the blue, that represents the front leg. So here's the front leg right here, and I want the back leg to be about halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway. There'll be another piece of wood in the middle of this. So I'm going to give myself enough room. But anyways, that's basically what I needed to do. All right, back into object mode in 3. All right, let's do origin to geometry on this guy. And let's go Shift D to duplicate it, rotate X90. And we'll just bring it up. I just hit go, or G, grab, whatever. I'm going to bring it up to here. And it doesn't have to be the exact same height as this, because the arm is going to sit down. It's going to block any pieces that are of different heights. And I'll go into edit mode and wireframe. And I'm going to take these and I want to pull them into the back piece there. Make sure they're in. And I'll do the same here, because we will be adding a bevel. And I'm going to grab these and pull it up to there. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's fine. Let's take this piece and copy it down to here. Keep the same length, just adjust the height. But there is something else that I want to do now that I think about it. So maybe I shouldn't have done that yet. What I want to be doing is I want this piece here to be narrower than the back piece. All right, so like in front view, if we go into edit mode and wireframe, what I want to be doing is I want to be pulling this in a little bit. You can't tell that from the diagram, and I want to pull this in a little bit. And what I'm looking at is this blue line and this blue line. All right, so you can see that it's inside this one, and that's essentially what I wanted for the other piece as well. Let's see if I can do that to the same specifications. Edit mode, wireframe. Yeah, okay. Well, they don't have to be the exact same. I could have copied it after I did this, but that's all right. All right, so this is what we have so far. Looking good. All right, so now we're going to do this top piece. I'm going to grab this one, shift, well, let's do origin to geometry, and same thing on that one. All right, let's grab that, shift D, bring it up. I can go ahead and bring this one forward like that, pull it down a bit, and we'll make sure that it's wide enough. We'll do that in a second. Okay, back into wireframe, box select these, bring them to the very front. Deselect and box select these and bring them to the very back. Oops. Grab these guys and bring them down to about there. All right, let's look from the front view, and we're going to have to do some work here. So this I want nestled against the cushion, so it could go a little bit in past here. And we'll take this one, we'll pull it out. I think we'll go up a little bit higher, make it a little bit thicker. Like that. Let's have a look at how it's all coming together. There, it's very basic stuff so far. Okay, side view again. Let's do these 3 pieces here. Shift D, rotate X90. Okay. And let's go into wireframe. I want this part of it going a little bit into the piece of wood above it, and I want the bottom also sticking into the wood below it, so something like that. And then we'll take this end and pull it in, and this end. Very simple. Let's select that one, look from the front, and I want this one to fit inside this area here, so I'm going to scale this in the X. I'll show you what I mean. I'll come back into object mode. You can see. You see the way I want it to fit under there and into there. All right, so let's go to the side view again, and I'll do this in edit mode. Make sure it's all selected. Shift D. I'll just pull it in now. There we go. And that's the side of the chair right there, except for beveling. What we'll do next, though, is we'll look at the front, and we'll see there's a piece of wood right here. We can't see it on that side view. So I'm going to take this one, Shift D, rotate Y 90, and I'm going to start positioning that. We'll make sure that it sticks in, but let's look from the side, and you can see that it's a bit wide, so let's just narrow it a little bit so it fits in nicely. All right, let's have a look at that before we adjust anything else. I think it could be a little narrower. Scale out in the Y. Yeah, like that. Front view. All right, let's go back into wireframe. I'm going to pull this just past the midpoint here. We'll mirror this later on. Alrighty, so that's the main part. The only other thing is I think I'll mirror it and then I'll just copy it to the back area. Okay, we're going to do some beveling now. Very simple. I'm just going to select that piece and come over to modifiers and choose bevel. I'll go to 2 segments and I'll pull it down till I like the bevel. It looks relatively natural. I'll try smoothing and see if I like that. Maybe I'll do that. Auto smooth at 30. So I want the same modifier on here, the bevel. So I'm going to select this piece and then shift and select that piece and then go Control L and modifiers. And then we'll put the same one on. Now I guess it probably doesn't do the smoothing and do the auto smooth. Yeah, see, it didn't do it on that one the way I like it. So I think I'm going to leave them flat for now. And we'll decide if that's going to be okay. Let's select this piece and then this piece, Control L, modifier. So it's putting the modifiers on of the second one that you select. This one and this one, you can choose any of the one that's got the bevel on it. This one and this one. Might leave the last one off for now. And now let's come to this top armrest here, and I want to put I want to curve the tops. The top and bottom piece of the front and back, really. So I'm going to select those edges and then go Control B and pull back and then roll my mouse wheel up a bunch of times. And we can try a bevel. Select that one and this one, Control L, modifiers, and see if the bevel is okay on that. I may adjust that bevel a little bit. Like that. Okay, well, that's most of the chair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start joining these pieces together. And I'm going to take that one and that one. Let's see what happens if the bevel goes nuts on it. No, it's looking fine. I think I'll mirror this piece first. So let's go in the front view, and I'm going to send my cursor, origin to 3D cursor, add modifier mirror, and it puts it down, and I'm pretty happy with the positioning of that. So that's all right. Okay, and then this piece here, I mean, geez, I don't even have to mirror it. I could easily just take it and take this face and just extend it in like that, and that would really be fine. And then I could select those, and I guess I don't want the mirror on there. I think I'm done with the mirroring anyhow, so I'll go ahead and apply it, and then I'll select this one and Control L modifiers. And then I'll take this piece, and I can look down. No, I can't really, can I? Look from the side in wireframe. And I can Shift D, and I'm going to bring this piece back here. I may look at the positioning of that later when I do the cushion. All right, that's the main part of the chair right there. And so now I think I will select both of these pieces and go, oh, my 3D cursor's all right. Shift S, cursor selected. I'll just put it in between those two. And then I'm going to bring in a plane, just like that, from the front. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that positioning, so I'm not going to do that. That's because I didn't have origin to geometry on that or that. So let's try that again. Shift S, cursor to selected. So now my 3D cursor is right in the middle. Bringing the plane, that's much a nicer position. I'll just bring it up to roughly where the pillow would sit. Go into edit mode. I'm looking at it from the top. Scale in the X and just get it to sort of fit there. I haven't been really using the diagram, but there's not a heck of a lot to see right now. You know, it's roughly at the bottom there. Okay, that's okay. Let me just grab these front vertices, and then we'll look at the side, and we'll pull them out to where the pillow would end about there. And these ones, you know, pull them into where it would end, which is about there. So we'll select the whole thing, E to extrude, and pull it up to like there. And then I got a little cube. All right, cool. So what I'll do now is I'm going to put some edge loops. I'm going to put a couple of edge loops here, and I'm going to put Control R, 2 edge loops there, and I'm going to SX, scale in the X, pull them out towards the ends, and I'm going to do the same on the top here, and scale them in the Y, just like that, and that's good enough, I think. Back into object mode and saving, and subdivision surface of 2 with smoothing, and that's going to be my pillow or cushion. All right, nothing special at all, just that. All right, and then I'm going to take that in a moment. I just want to see if it's long enough. Yeah, maybe I'll have it a bit longer. All right, let's look at this from side view in wireframe, and I'm going to edit mode. Grab these vertices. I guess I'm going to pull them back to where this thing is. All right, so to, you know, like as if this would act as a support for it. Let's see what that looks like. That looks okay. All right, so then what I'll do is I'll just set origin to geometry on that cushion, Shift D, rotate X, and just start bending it, so rotating it. And then we'll position it towards the back here. And see where we like it. Now I'm not creating a separate back for this. I'm just going to assume that there's a bolt that's going to go in here that would attach to, like, you know, something solid inside the pillow, cushion, pillow, whatever. And we're just going to do that. All right, that's going to be that. But of course I can follow the diagram a bit now that I think about it. Rotate X. Close enough to the diagram. Okay, so I'm not putting folds and little buttons on it or anything, just like that. All right, so now the next thing, or the last thing really, in wireframe, you'll notice that there are some bolts. Now they don't necessarily match up. In fact, it's possible that I want to pull that piece up to support that pillow. In fact, maybe I'll do both at the same time. Yeah, that would be a smarter idea. And we'll pull those up to contact there. And still, these bolts might be a little bit big. So I'm just going to make 2 bolts that would be there, that would attach this front leg to that middle piece. All right, so I'm just going to click to put my 3D cursor there. Shift A, circle. I could go with like 22 vertices. Rotate Y 90. Go into edit mode and hit scale. It still might be a lot of vertices, but it doesn't matter. We'll scale it down. I'm going to pull it down to here. And we'll just see what it was like. I'm going to hit F to make face, E to extrude and pull it out a bit, in the X, and then Control B, pull back, and roll my mouse up a couple times. Let's have a look at that. All right, so I need to pull it out. Ooh, I lost it. Like that. Okay, we're going to have to flip our polys. So select it all and go Control N. I'll get that. I'll smooth it. And origin to geometry, I can scale in the X and make it a bit flatter. And I could be getting rid of back faces as well. Wouldn't kill me to do that once in a while. All right, I'm going to take that and Shift-D, just going to copy it down to here. And let's have a look at that. They're not going to be very visible at all. Another thing is, I don't know how central they are on that leg, although they're pretty good. Just to look and see if it looks like they could go through it attached. I think they look pretty good. I'm not sure you'll even be able to see them, so I'm going to take one of these. Let's go to the side and Shift-D. Let's go to wireframe. And I'm going to pull it down here. You know, this piece should be here. All right, it doesn't support it back there. It's right there. In which case, that bolt is the same. Oh, I just have the one there. All right, fair enough. Let's bring it in. I don't know why I don't have two there. Just a design thing, doesn't matter. And I'll do one more. Shift-D, bring it out. And this one would sort of connect to the cushion. There, like that. Very small. Select them all. Control J to join them. You can put origin and geometry if you so desire. I'm going to select this piece, which is pretty central. Now, you know what? I'll select the whole chair. Shift S, cursor to selected, and select those guys and mirror with respect to the chair. And that's done. Apply that. I'm gonna join them to the chair and have them the same material as that chair. Now, if I was to put on smoothing, and if I was to do that, can I get anything if I do that? I will leave it like that. All right, now there's the chair. So what we'll do is we're going to select the cushions and the body of the chair. I hope no, I don't have it all. I'm gonna join that and this piece here. Okay, so the only thing I have is the frame and the cushions. And I'm gonna move it to the first layer. And we're gonna figure it all out. Cool, there it is. Oh, it is rather tiny. Cute. All right, let's bring it over. There's a little kid's chair. I'm going to scale globally. Okay, let's rotate Z 90 negative. And I want it close to that wall, but not on it. Down this way so we can see it in the camera view. We don't have to see the whole thing, that's fine though. I just want to get a sense of the size of this thing. Scale it a bit more. There we go. Okay. I hope it looks looks a little bit shorter than the other chairs. Well, that's okay. It's a smaller chair. Yeah. Well, let's give it the materials anyhow. I'm just going to choose that same brown that I had. All right. And what I'll also do is for this, I've got that trim material, but I think I'll put a plus sign here and make a copy of it. I'm going to call this cushion. Spell that right. There we go. And I'm going to make this black. Am I going to do that? I might want it the trim color. I'm going to try it this way though. Dark anyhow. Let's try that. If I wanted to, I could lengthen these legs, but I think I'm going to go with that for now. So I'm going to do a render, and I'll come back to you in a bit. Here's my chair. Looking pretty nice. All right. Can't really see those bolts, but that's fine. It's there, and it's in the scene. All right. I will come back and have a look at this clock, and we'll adjust that shader. Right now it's just a gloss shader, but we'll put on like a translucent and some glossy and stuff like that. All right, and then we'll see what else we can come up for this. So thanks for watching.